Graham Walker is our final 2022 Junior Achievement Laureate inductee. Graham was raised in Taylor, a small town in Bienville Parish. A graduate of Sewanee in Tennessee, he, along with his brothers and sister, witnessed the importance of work. His father founded Fiberbond back in 1982. More than 20 years later, Graham would join the company. During his tenure as president and CEO, Graham has led the company's diversification from wireless telecom to a mix of data center, fiber, industrial, and utility customers. His love for North Louisiana runs deep, and Graham has eagerly involved himself in several professional and nonprofit roles. His favorite, though, is that of father and husband.
Before I knew Graham personally, I knew, of course, that he was the chief executive of Fiberbond, which is one of the most successful and most important businesses in North Louisiana. But you couldn't tell that from meeting him. He is just about the most humble, grounded guy that I have known in all my years.
I think it's a relentless curiosity. I think for him, he sees a problem or sees an opportunity and goes deep and tries to uncover every piece of information he can before making a decision, before proceeding, and will research it to death. And then once he's convinced that it's the right thing to do, he's full steam ahead, and nothing tends to stop or get in the way of that progress.
He has 36 hours in every day. Always, every day, has more hours than he can possibly fit in what he needs to do. Our girls joke about it as well. They are constantly figuring out how to manipulate his time, such as, Dad, I really need to be at school early, like 6:45 in the morning, and they don't need to be there till 7:15, but they know that we have to get out the door. And he's not always running on a timely manner. We joke that Fiberbond may run on Graham's schedule, but the rest of the world does not.
Graham has a characteristic that is pretty amazing. He has what I call forethought. He can see where the business needs to go. Graham had a vision to go into the power control room, changed our business totally. Then we started going into the data market, and then we went into the fiber market. So he really impresses me by the way he can actually almost see into a crystal ball. He has a way of going through and leading us to the fight. It's not always enjoyable. There's many challenges. We do have the, I would say, blessing to be able to question him. He's not a leader where he's just going to say, it's my way, and that's it. He'll get a group of us senior management team together, and we'll kind of kick the ball around and talk about things, and we'll make a collective decision about the business.
You can never surround yourself with too many good people. People that will be honest with you, people that will challenge your ideas, people that will stretch you in ways you may not like to be stretched. Everybody loves to be told you're brilliant and genius and all this great stuff. And, in about 5 seconds, you realize that's not really true. So I need to value the people who tell me the truth. I was fortunate coming into Fiberbond. There was a culture there, people that would run through a brick wall. If this video is about me, it's not. It's a reflection of all the people that I work with, truthfully. And that's because none of this matters without them.
I think Graham is one of the most honest people I've ever met. He's got great integrity. If he is going to do something, he's going to do it 110%. It's never going to be halfway. In business, I have seen him pull out some spreadsheets of how to turn things around. In the last few years at the company, he's had to really pivot and go in a different direction in order to survive. And it's not for us to survive and for the nice things we're able to have, it's for the people in Minden and it's for his employees. That is what drives him all the time, and I hear him say that over and over and over. It's not about providing for us.
For me, it's an employee-based business. For me, the motivation is 100% the people that I'm working with. And I think of, a Richie Reed or a Daniel Lee, Harper Edwards, Mike Pedroza, Marty Gonson, all these people that I work with. These people have given everything to make the business successful because of the people that they're doing it with. So for me, it's no different. You know, if this was just about making money, frankly, that's really boring and not very interesting and not a very good goal. If that's your aim in life, I think you're going to be sorely disappointed. So it's much more, again, about building a team of people that can do something better than anybody else in the country. And, you know, having that kind of touch point with excellence. And if you can do that, then you're really achieving something I think that is much more sustainable in the sense of it can survive us all.
And one of the things that he and I have talked about for years is we live here by choice. And if we're living here by choice, then it's our responsibility to do whatever we can to improve the community in which we live. And it's all of our responsibilities to do that. And Graham has really taken that on as a mission, not only because he runs a business and has employees here, but he wants it to be a place that his family wants to live and come back to and thrive in.
The great thing about Junior Achievement is that the financial literacy skills it provides help connect the classroom and the real world and will help you succeed throughout your life.
When our daughter was in kindergarten at a private school in town, we taught Junior Achievement, and it was a great program. I really didn't have any knowledge of it before that, but to go into the classroom and teach these kids about finances and money and the importance of earning money and starting businesses, I think that's great. My father-in-law started the family business from the ground up, and I think you can kind of see the full circle there of learning early on how that's important.
Honestly, Graham is the right person for this incredible honor because I think he's at the right point in his career. He would argue that it's too early. He's at halftime. It's not the point in his career where you know, he should be honored in this manner. I would disagree. He has taken a wonderful company at Fiberbond and transformed it from a cell tower focused company to one that is now working with the largest technology companies in the world, building data center product for them. He has committed himself to our community, and not only through NLEP, but other political efforts and serving on the BRF board. He's a wonderful family man and, you know, focused on the development of his 4 kids. All of those things are full-time jobs, and he manages to get them all done and do them well at the same time. I'm looking forward to the second act. I mean, if this is the end of the first act, I'm looking forward to the second act. And I'm grateful to call him a friend and look forward to being in the sidecar watching where this goes.
Graham, you are one of my closest friends. I admire you tremendously, and I couldn't be more pleased for you to receive this recognition. You're smart, disciplined, committed to your family and your business, and I can't think of someone more deserving.
So, Graham, this is a huge honor for me to come over and do this. You know, a little nervous when you first start off talking about this, but you know, we've grown up together. I was at Fireball when you showed up. We've had a lot of ups and downs, but I am extremely proud and blessed to have you as my boss. And congratulations being inducted into this Hall of Fame. I'm extremely proud of you and all of your accomplishments, and look forward to working with you many, many more years.
Graham, we're very proud of you. The kids and I are, but we are not going to let this go to your head, and we're going to keep you grounded. And in all seriousness, we're very proud of you. We love you, and we thank you for everything you do for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage our 2022 Junior Achievement Laureate, Graham Walker.
It's really nice to have friends you can bribe with bourbon to say nice things on video. So, all right. So first, I want to thank all the previous Junior Achievement Laureates. It's quite an honor to be here. It's very humbling. I think I might have to question your judgment. Give me a few minutes. You may question your own. So, All right, so soon after I started at Fiberbond in 2004, we had a board meeting. We were really struggling, kind of the very, very early stages of trying to figure out how to diversify the business. No big deal, only a few hundred families relying upon that effort. So we had recruited the golden boy. He was going to carry us into the promised land. He was from Texas. I mean, Texas, what could go wrong? Everything's bigger. Had to be a great idea. So we were at the board meeting. My father was sitting at the head of the table. The golden boy came in for his presentation. He was so excited, he was in the room. He had his suit and tie on. Every last button was buttoned. His neck was just about to pop. So excited. Dad said, "Golden boy, take your coat off and get comfortable." "Mr. Walker, thank you so much." The coat stayed on. "Golden boy, really, get comfortable. We've got a lot to talk about today." "Oh, thank you very much, sir." Coat stayed on. "Golden boy, really, you should take off the coat." Claude was clearly getting annoyed. "Mr. Walker, now you know I can't take off my coat if I'm preaching." I'll never forget the response. "Well, golden boy, if you're preaching, you're doing so here in my church by my invitation. Now I'm telling you, I'm not asking you to take your coat off. So I won't do any preaching tonight." But there are a few things that I've learned through Fiberbond. First, there is no easy button to press. There is no person with a magic cure for a business, or a city for that matter. It takes unrelenting persistence and more hard work than you think you can give. And even with all that, you have a fine chance of failing. You live in and among the ever-present threat of failure. It saturates you. So the best lesson I saw in persistence and perseverance was from my father. If you know him, you know this to be true. This honor is more his than mine any day. So in 1998, the business that he built burned to the ground. Literally a fire you could see for 30 miles, ashes that smoldered for days. Most people would have collected insurance and called it a career. He rebuilt. No employee missed a paycheck. No customer missed a delivery. And 24 years later, that DNA, that fire and that unrelenting focus on rebuilding, it is hard-coded into our DNA today. That DNA sustained us through a very difficult business transformation that we took on 8 years ago. We had 3 major customers at the time. AT&T was schizophrenia personified and shut off their build plan yet again with 3 weeks' notice. Whoops, made it. Verizon strolled into town one day and announced that they were cutting their spend with us by 80%. Sorry, that must hurt. And a company called First Solar was going through a technological shift that brought our work to them with an end. Best of luck. So I tell people we had 2 options. Option 1, we could be like Rocky Balboa sitting around a trash can with his friends, burning trash, trying to keep warm. That option was terrible. To be people beaten down by the disconnect between what we used to be and the failure we had become. Not an option. Option 2, chart a totally different course. That option was less terrible, a lot harder, but it at least offered the faint glimmer of hope. Thankfully, we walked through door number 2. Now, I won't try to explain what we build. I'd be here for hours, and if you want to ever come see the operation, just call me. I'm happy to give you a tour. But those 3 customers were in 2015 95% of our business. By 2019, they were less than 1%. We expanded again, and again, and again. We finally have kind of gotten good at what we're doing, it seems like, after 40 years. You'd think we'd learn by now. But 2022 will be a record year for us, yet less than 5% of our work goes into the state of Louisiana. We're taking out-of-state dollars here and recirculating in this economy in North Louisiana. Now, I've said it before, and Lloyd Brown, thanks for stealing my thunder here. I've said it before to my friends, receiving this does feel like getting a trophy at halftime to me. So instead of lying to you about what kind of visionary business guru I am, which is not true, it's nonsense, I need to give credit where credit is due. Our success is first person plural, not first person singular. I work very simply alongside terrific people. All right, I'll get it back together, promise. People from North Louisiana who grew up baling hay, running yo-yos at night with their friends, playing football and baseball in small towns across the 12 parishes that they come from. These people take pride in building really at a world-class level for world-class companies. We don't shy from competition. And while we may not always do it right, we never settle for trying to do it wrong. It took us just about a decade or so. But the plain fact was, we did not need Golden Boy from Texas. We had 500 people, just better than him any day, sitting in North Louisiana. A few years ago, in a dark moment, I remember saying in a financial review, if we're going through hell, we better keep running. So we made it out. We're still running. And I'll stop for a moment and say congratulations to the Fiberbond team that's here. Fine job, well earned. And now tomorrow morning we get to go run again. So that's the way it works. Terrific friends and family have been a constant. I've mentioned my father in the earliest days of Fiberbond 40 years ago. He was faced with a decision to invest everything that he had in the business. My mother told him that she would rather see her sons have him working. So you get to see that example rather than coming home like a whipped puppy. She made so much possible. My wife Suzanne and our 4 children, Mary, Cecilia, Francis, who decided to be named by specifically tonight, and Henry, they have been for me the driving force to fight through adversity, to push for the best, and to always try to earn it the right way. They've put up with my, as Susanna called it, trademark 36-hour days, and the constant surprises, the I've got 4 people coming to dinner in 10 minutes and we don't even have groceries kind of surprises. A lot of those. Their love is the most important thing, and I pray that they understand how much I love them. My friends, they are no collective of slouches. Men like Lloyd Brown, Father Peter Mangum, John Nicholson, John George, Steve Scrivanos, those are just the ones that are on my phone quick dial list. If you judge a person by their friends, I think I'll set the curve. Each one of them has challenged me and helped me understand my small role in this world. I appreciate everything that they've done. In so many ways, North Louisiana reminds me of Fiberbond 8 years ago. We have a past to be proud of. We have more natural abilities and assets than we know what to do with and can never appreciate. Yet we find ourselves in the early phases of a turnaround. We've had the first pick of the draft for a few years running now. We have to take some risk, and there will be naysayers. But by the way, that's what I appreciate most about the BRF. It is neither afraid of risk nor change. And in 2020, several of the largest companies that are owned and operated here invested and helped hire Justin Dixon to the NLEP. The argument I made then, I think, still stands, that if the people who are most invested here aren't willing to take some risk and aren't willing to lead and aren't willing to roll up their sleeves and stop complaining and start solving problems, then why should anyone care about what happens to North Louisiana? If we don't, who will? The private sector has to blaze the trail. We can't look to Baton Rouge for our future. We can't look back to 1985 for some map of buried treasure. We have the potential to be a powerhouse, truly, but we have to be just crazy and stupid enough to believe it's possible. So outside the corner of this little corner of the world, though, no one sees Shreveport versus Bossier, city versus parish, black versus white, old versus new, whatever. We're all in the same pot and the stove is on. We have great people and great resources here. And if you offer us a purpose and a good job, we'll work. We are smart. We will, as Richie Reed said, run through brick walls if we know that you're going to run there with us. So this is halftime, Lloyd, I agree. And the whole second half is yet to be had, both for Fiberbond and for North Louisiana. Along with the rest of you, I do look forward to the game. Thank you.